Truly an honor to be joined right now by Melissa. Not the Melissa that we're covering in Haiti, but Melissa here in the US. Matter of fact, she's the representation of our community, of our country to the world. What is it you're talking about, James? Of course, we're talking about Miss Universe. And we are here in town just for her to have a great interview with her. Melissa, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, when I saw the picture, I said, oh my God, she is the prettiest person I've ever seen representing Haiti. But now I see you face to face. I'm like, wow, we have a chance to win.
We have a chance. We have a chance. This has been destined. This has been the journey, and that is the goal.
And you are not new to the crown, right?
No.
You've done it before in Boston.
Yes.
Now you want to represent Haiti.
Yeah.
Tell us about the why behind that motivation.
Yeah, so the why actually started from the inspiration of a different country. So when I was 16 years old, I'd come back from high school and Miss Universe was randomly on TV. So to forefront, I don't even have a pageant background. Miss Universe was just randomly on TV. I was watching it. I felt very mesmerized and drawn to what I was seeing. And I remember the woman who won was Zosie of South Africa. And she had beautiful dark skin and she wore her natural hair and it was short. I grew up in a predominantly white town in the suburbs of Massachusetts, still a very cultured state with a very large Haitian population. But again, the area that I lived in, I was the only girl that looked like me. And when I saw Zosie and the way that she spoke about where she came from, the way she embraced her skin color, the way she spoke into the camera and told all young girls who was watching the camera to believe in yourself, to embrace your hair, embrace your culture. I remember they had B-roll of her village in South Africa, and it reminded me of where my mom is from in Belader, Haiti. It reminded me of my grandma's house and her yard. And I felt proud. I felt this pride that I hadn't felt in a very long time. And to see her on a national stage, on my television, feeling like she was speaking through me, I felt that something was placed on my heart. I always say it's God. And by the time that the credits were rolling, I knew I was going to do it. And I remember my mom was sitting next to me. I looked at her and she looked at me at the same time. And I said, I'm going to do that. She goes, you're going to do that. 6 years later, here I am. I said I'm going to Miss Universe and I get to represent Haiti. I get to bring a positive change and global change to our nation. And this is legendary. You know, we haven't competed since 2022. So I definitely feel an immense amount of honor to do this. And I'm very, very prideful.